digital skills, I think, are very much more in demand. So yes, you should be able to edit audio for podcasts, you should be able to edit video for interviews and for all kinds of other. It behooves you to know this stuff. Do you need to know HTML? Probably not. Is it a good thing? Yeah. Be aware of the realities of the situation, that journalism being incredibly competitive, entertainment journalism being 100 times more so, and film within entertainment being possibly the most difficult. There's about 60 members of staff at Empire, there's maybe less than 10 full-time writers, and the last time we had a new one was about 7 years ago. You've got to keep plugging away. I mean, the most important thing, beyond anything else, is if you can't do it, then everything else is pointless. So you need to know, how do you review a film? You know, basic news reporting obviously is helpful. How do you write a feature? How do you compose a feature? You can be taught this stuff, you can. You can also teach yourself. All it takes is reading magazines, reading websites, you know, understanding them. If your writing, when put next to everyone else's, will impress, you're off to a head start. Very few people write, I think, I don't want to say well, but very few people write in the way that Empire would want them to write. And knowing your publication is the most important thing. What works well for us might not work for someone else. If you're really writing a critical appraisal of a film, there's no substitute for that vast breadth of knowledge that you can draw upon to critique a film. If you can spell and punctuate, and that is a skill which is in short supply on the internet, the amount of letters, CVs, whatnot that I will just bin because they've misplaced an apostrophe. If you can't even be bothered to spell check your work, then really it's kind of expecting a lot for someone to read it. Some of the reviewers that I like the most are not just the ones that give you a critical analysis of a film, that aren't just the ones that tell you whether a film is good or not. They tell you a story, they take you on a journey. It's where reviews are almost mini features, you know, where they take a little bit of an artistic flourish. And that's great writing. Work experience is very important because it gets you in a room with these people. Take the time to go and speak to someone on the magazine, you know, pick someone, maybe not the editor because they might be too busy, maybe pick the reviews editor, maybe pick the features editor and say, look, you know, I really want to be a film critic, I would love to just take half an hour of your time, I'll buy you a coffee. But I got work experience at Empire because I'd applied and the editorial assistant said, no, we're booked up for 6 months. And the editorial assistant left. And the new editorial assistant started. And I called the new editorial assistant and said, hi, I'm coming in for work experience next week. Is there anything I need to bring? And she went, I don't have you down. I was like, I don't understand. But I've been booked in for months. And she went, oh Christ. She went, oh, well, you better come in then. And I felt really, really bad about it, but I was on a journalism course. I needed work experience. I was so desperate. I would have done anything. I would have said anything. And an opportunity arose, and I was just like, you know. And so I got a week's work experience under false pretenses. Yeah, that's more or less how Steven Spielberg got one of his first jobs at Universal, so it can work for people. Yeah, again, I'm not endorsing this or recommending it, but if an opportunity arises, you know. So, yes, that one lie is responsible for my whole career. If you really want to be reductive about it and boil it down, yes. Unfortunately, there is no roadmap. There's no sort of A to Z. It is, to a certain extent, who you know. It is, to a certain extent, where you are. A couple of people that I have taken on have been people who just happen to be in the right place at the right time. So, luck.